Hi, and welcome back to DBU. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Today we're picking up from where we left off on yesterday's topic, Dusk's rules for rookies. Much of what I'm going to get into today may seem like common sense, and it should be, but I frequently talk to engineers who work in studios, and the most consistent complaint I hear from them is how the assistants and interns, and even the talent sometimes, just don't get the basic rules of the studio. Because of this, I've made it a point to review these rules with each class right up front, as it's important for them to know. Okay, studio rule number 1, the queen mother of all studio rules. Never ever offer your opinion on a session unless you are asked to do so. In the rare event there's a creative dialogue with the artist, the songwriter, the producer, or engineer, make damn sure that your opinions are solicited before you offer them. The ones most likely to violate this rule are the ones who aren't even aware of it, of course. If you want a surefire way to become cringeworthy in a session and look like a royal dork, violate this rule excessively. Young people are the second most likely to violate it in an effort to try to look like they're with it. But it doesn't work. Learn from our mistakes and don't go there. Rule number 2. Under absolutely no circumstances should you ever be tempted to copy, record, distribute, share, perform, play back, transcribe, or otherwise consume content created within the walls of a studio without permission. In the event you are asked to make dubs or copies for a client, be certain that they are clearly labeled and handed to the person for whom they are intended, not left lying around. Unauthorized sharing is how leaks are started, and depending on the severity of the leak, the studio, and even you, could be held personally liable. Rule number 3. On that note, never enter a working session and keep clients from crashing other sessions. This can be a problem. Try to anticipate and resolve it before it becomes a problem. I'm reminded of a story I heard at a studio I used to work at a long time ago. A seriously major rock band snuck into the session of a famous pop singer who had gone home for the night. As a joke, the band sang background vocals on the multi-track master and made a mix of it for posterity. When they were done, they erased their parts and zeroed the studio before they left. I will concede that the move took serious balls and probably copious amounts of alcohol, and must have been hilarious as hell to hear, but the potential liability involved across the board, especially today, is really unfathomable. Keep your clients in their own spaces. Opposing counsel doesn't have a sense of humor. Trust me, I've had to pay them off before. They're total a-holes. Rule number 4. Requesting autographs and selfies with clients are absolutely forbidden. There is just zero room for stargazers in a studio. Rule number 5. Cell phones are evil. If you can't leave your cell phone outside the studio, then turn it off completely. Rule number 6. Eliminate distractions. Put away the computers, the iPhones, and anything else that can be a distraction. The last thing a producer wants to see is you updating your Facebook status in between takes or reading the latest gossip on Taylor Swift. Rule number 7. The studio is sacred. Treat it with respect. Young assistants, ironically, are the worst offenders of this rule. They're still used to mom doing their laundry for them, so they can hardly be bothered to clean up after themselves in a studio, much less others. Look, when you're in a session, get used to leaving the place better than you found it. Eliminate trash, cigarette ashes, wipe down gears, sweep the floor, remove sticky tape residue, whatever. Always be proactive and look for ways to clean things and keep it orderly. When I worked at Record Plant, it was a long time ago, I looked for things to clean when I was in between tasks. I cleaned out fridges, defrosted freezers, organized dishes, I washed the wood paneling, I vacuumed gear, cleaned windows. I mean, you name it, I did it, even when I wasn't asked to. This is because it was understood that the manager was known to hide trash in random spots and test the staff to see if it was still there in the morning. Believe me when I say the people at the top took notice of it, and it did make a difference in my career. This is all I have time for right now. Check back in for the next episode where we'll wrap up Dusk's rules for rookies. I encourage you to subscribe to my content. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, cheers.